Hello, and welcome to our channel.
We're glad you're here.
Good afternoon, YouTube. It's December 23rd, Christmas Eve, and I'm finally getting around to feeding these poor bees. You may have seen my earlier video where we constructed the feeding frames, and also another video where we made our sugar blocks. So today we're going to put the frames on the hives, put a sugar block in there, and also a half of a pollen patty in each hive. I only had 5 patties left from last year. I need to get some more ordered. I've got 10 hives, so I just cut them all in half. That'll give me 1 pollen patty per hive, at least to get them going until I get some more in. I forget where I bought these. I'll put down in the comments where I got them at. They're wrapped in wax paper on both sides. One side has small holes in the wax paper. That's the side you want down toward the hive so the bees can get up through those holes and get to the pollen. So what we'll do is we'll just open each hive one at a time. I'm going to take a quick look down in there with a flashlight, see if I see bees in a cluster. Try and see if they've got any stores in there at all. Get the frame put on. Okay, I got a cluster right up front here. Got some bees coming out. Put these little 1/4 inch spacers in here to keep the frame up off the bees. Put the frame down on. Put sugar right up front here, right on top of the cluster. And put the pollen patty right behind it. Put the lid back on because a couple are flying up. And they were already on that sugar block. Let's try this hive. I didn't even need the flashlight because I saw them right up top. Ooh, big cluster up top on this one. A lot more bees in this hive. Hoping I don't get stung since I'm not wearing any kind of suit. Just have one bounce across my cheek. Okay, I'm going to step back, let these girls calm down a little bit. Move the camera over to these other 3 hives. I think you can see them there on the front. They're going back in already. So that hive there had real good numbers in it. The other one was questionable. So we'll have to see in the spring what's going on. Let me get you moved over. Okay, here's the next 4. Now we did get a lot of rain last night and this morning. Again, we got bees right up top here. They are mad. Got them on my coat, on my gloves. Come on, get back over there. Anyway, what I was saying, we had a lot of rain last night and this morning. It's cooled off quite a bit. I don't know if you can see any of the camera here, but trees are all covered in snow. The ground's starting to get covered, but it's pretty wet through here, so there's not a whole lot of water, or not a lot of snow, I mean. When we go back to the back, yeah, same thing here. You should see a lot more snow out back. Definitely more activity than I thought I was going to see today. So far. I was going to try and do this morning, but like I said, it rained. I was going to wait and try and do it tomorrow morning, but it's supposed to be a little colder tomorrow than it is today. It might have been better for me with the bees coming out at me, but I think doing this when it's a little warmer is probably better on them, not introducing so much cold into the hive. Now this one I see a nice big cluster, but they're just down below the surface of the frames. Still coming up here at me, not too happy. Now, more than likely off camera, I'm going to come back out here and try and reduce these entrances as well, because that's something else that never got done before it got cold. Big cluster right on top. They're coming up at my face quick. If I get stung, it's probably going to be this one. Alright, here we go. No sting so far. Must be my lucky day. See any more bees on me before I walk away. Okay, well there's the front 6 hives. This one's really active, and I'm sure you can see that with the camera. They're still buzzing me in the head. So we'll move this all this stuff in the camera out to the back 4 hives, and we'll take a look and see what we got going on back there. Yeah, boy, they're really out there on the entrance on that one. So out of these 6 hives, 4 of them, or probably 5 of them, looked like they had pretty good clusters in them. That first hive I did was questionable, but the rest of these look pretty good. So we'll just keep an eye on them this year. Keep this sugar and pollen in there for them, and hopefully next spring we'll have 6 hives up here. Let's move it out back. Alright, here's the 4 hives on the east end of the property. These are the ones that kind of sit back in the woods as opposed to the ones out front that are by the pasture. Now these 2 end hives have still got regular telescopic lids on them with inner covers. I'll be pulling those today and putting top entrances on these. It's just something I never got done last fall. I got bees right up top already. In some of my previous videos I've discussed the advantages of using top entrances. So I won't go into that today, but the one real nice thing about the top entrances this time of year is I can bring a flashlight back here and just kind of peek in that top gap and see if they need more sugar or pollen. This hive here is just jam-packed with bees, so that's a good sign there. They were all up top again as well. Just a few off of here. Now they're down in there. That's pretty convenient being able to just look in there to see if they need more blocks than having to actually open it up all the way. Look, I peeked in this one a couple weeks ago, and in fact there's bees crawling out of it already. I can say I didn't take the inner cover off because it's glued down pretty good. Wow. More angry bees. Woo! This one I'm not going to put the sticks in because they've got so much burr comb. I think that'll hold that up just fine. And they look pretty mad. Give them their sugar and their pollen and their top cover. Let's step back here a second. I don't know if you saw the burr comb that was on there, but it's just covered. Alright, let's get this little nuke knocked out here. Yep, got bees in there as well. They almost seem more aggressive than the other ones coming out at me. Now the nuke will not get a top entrance because I don't have a top entrance made. I'll just get the regular migratory cover back on there. Alright, let's open up this big monster here. Of course, this is the hive that we had from the year before. We vacuumed this one out of a tree 2 years ago, and a good majority of our bees are from swarms out of this hive. And again, I've got a nice sized cluster right up here on the top. Their sugar, and their pollen. Some of these pollens, it's a little hard to tell which side's up and which side's down. Because stacked together, the holes in the wax paper will leave a little spot on the other wax paper that kind of looks like a hole. So it's a little difficult to tell if it's a hole or just a spot. But I think I got them all right. All right, so there we go. We have 10 hives. They've all been fed sugar. They've all been fed pollen. They now all have top entrances on. Like I said, I'll probably come back here off camera once they've calmed down and put some entrance reducers on the bottom for all of them, because the top entrances we keep reduced at the bottom, and this hole here is where their entrance feeder goes, which are obviously off now because it's too cold to feed them syrup. So that hole needs plugged on the bottom on all the hives that have the top entrances already. And the ones that just got top entrances obviously have a big open bottom, so I need to close the bottoms off and probably cover these top entrances down to about 2 inches. That way they're pretty well packed in there for the winter. They can stay a little bit warmer that way and help defend their stores and their new sugar cakes a little easier than trying to do it over that big entrance. I do have a actual reducer that came with the nuke. I'll tap that in there as well, and that should take care of it. So I'll get them reduced, and they should be pretty well set for the winter. Not sure if I'm going to wrap them yet. I did wrap this one and the one we lost last year. Don't know if it helped or not. Saved one, lost one. It's hard to tell. And they were both fed last year as well. So we'll just play it by ear on the unwrapping these. I mean, the way I kind of always look at it is, if there's a wild feral nest up here in this tree, there's no one wrapping that at all. This hive over here was the swarm from Guilford Lake, where I also got the trap, or the one trap out that died on me. That hive had been in that wall for 20-some years. No one ever wrapped it. So, do you wrap it or don't you? It's hard to say. I'm trying to build some healthy bees and some strong bees. And if they're not strong enough to survive, do I want them to survive? It's always a question. If it's going to be like this nuke, I've struggled with this little tiny hive all year. Seems pretty strong right now, but we'll see in the spring. I mean, do you invest time and effort into keeping a hive that's not productive, that's not growing, that probably doesn't have a good queen? Do you try requeening it? I don't know. I mean, I'm no professional beekeeper by any means. One hive last year that survived out of 2. This year I've got 10 out of 12. I've already lost 2 this year. I think I've documented both of those in videos. So it's, this really isn't a "this is how you do it" channel. This is how I do it channel. And if you have any comments or suggestions or ideas for me to try, I'm all open ears. Just put them down in the comments, and I really appreciate it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you keep taking care of your bees as well. Please subscribe, thumbs up, and like I said before, any questions or comments are always welcome. Thanks for watching.